Hello everyone, MJ Hobby Corner here. Well, today I have a very special update, and this is an update that's going to show a lot of the projects that I've been that I have videos on here and there, projects that I started a few months ago. Particularly my spaceship collection. All of these things that I'm going to show you now, they're all made by hand. They're all made with foam and craft wood and wire and a whole bunch of different materials. But this entire collection that I'm going to show you here, particularly the vehicles, it's all foam. So it's kind of a summary to show you guys where I am with my projects. And one of the things is that I've always had the ambition of making my own vehicles and my own wargaming models, right? So you guys know that I sculpture, I make some models that way for my war games. And in terms of my starships, that whole middle collection there is my handmade starship collection. Okay, and we already saw a game, FTL, with some of my starships. I also have some 40K stuff that I started. I have some naval ships, and we're going to see those in just a minute. I showed these ships a couple of months ago, and I never really updated or showed what happened to this project. I never like to leave projects undone. So I went back and I finished the 3 ships. And this is the start of another collection, of another naval collection. And these are going to be fictitious ships. This is the battleship that I made. Okay, and this has moving guns, moving turrets. All of these ships do. Okay, so there's moving turrets. And there's a lot of detail. And this is inspired by early steam-powered dreadnoughts, right? I very loosely base it on real ships, and then, just let my imagination roll. So this will be for some kind of fictitious steampunk world, right? So I don't know what rule sets we would use yet, but it's basically a battleship and 2 cruisers. 2 light cruisers. So I just finished these today, and I started painting them, and that is sort of my naval update. Then I have my World War I tanks, and there's still a few tanks that I want to make. These are all foam, constructed with foam and wire. There is a wire inside these bodies. But I'm always experimenting with new ways of making these things. Okay, and these are pretty durable, actually. These are pretty strong. You'll be surprised with foam, once you give it a coat of polyurethane, how well foam preserves and how strong it can be. So this is one of the French Renault tanks for World War I. Okay, so again, this is a summary. I'm showing all of my foam collection, my foam models. Here's a Rhino for 40K. And this project, this was meant to be like a 40K vehicle combat game. It would be inspired by 40K, but I would use like Horizon Wars rules or something. I don't know. These vehicles have moving parts, like the las cannons. Everything moves. It's all made from foam, right? Foam and cardboard. So I don't know yet where we're going to go with these 40K models. I don't know if I'm gonna make more. We were thinking of doing like a 40K inspired game, but maybe use Horizon Wars rules or something like that. But the middle of the table shows you all of my foam starships, okay? And you guys have seen some of these in games. This is my newest Starship, and this has a whole new construction method. This is foam and sticks and wire. Like I said, this ship is not just foam. There is a wire and craft stick skeleton in there. So it's not just foam. Now, what's interesting about these is that the turrets move. Okay, so I'm making them now so that the turrets and the weapons move. This turret also moves. Okay, so I'm gonna add a couple more turrets that move. There you go. Okay, and so this is a dreadnought ship, and this is one of my newer factions that I just finished. So all the factions are colored differently. Now this one, this is the one, if you guys have seen my FTL game, this was one of the ships in the, this was the destroyer for the Imperial faction. Well, I decided to upgrade it, and look at all the stuff that I added to it. It has an energy cannon here at front, or an ion cannon, right? It has moving turrets. There's a moving turret. Okay. It has a broadside of guns. And then it has a turret down here that also moves. Okay. So this is a dreadnought. And I think it looks much better than what it did before. Before it was a little bit skinny and just, I don't know, it looks a lot more impressive now. And this is my other faction of starships. I'm not sure what faction this will be, but I'm thinking about the Nomads for FTL. Here is a dreadnought in its early beginnings, and basically there is a barbecue stick that starts from here all the way through the length of the ship. So it's like shish kebab. It's the shish kebab technique. Basically, I add foam to the stick, and you can see some, here's some toothpicks that I cut up and made this structure here. There's also needle that goes through right there. So again, these ships are constructed in a way that they're pretty sturdy. They're not fragile at all. It's surprising how you can strengthen foam, you know, with this technique. And then of course, once this is all done, once I add all of the structural detail with the foam, I go back and I score everything with a pencil and give it more detail, and then I polyurethane it. And there's a dreadnought for another faction. And these are about 5 years old. These ships here are about 5 years old. These are the ones that I started with. Okay, so this is gonna be the next faction, and I'm gonna have several. Okay, and this is the new, sort of my new way of constructing things. And that's gonna have moving turrets and all that stuff. So, and there in the background you see the asteroids and the asteroid space station right there. And then, so a lot of ships. Okay, and I will be adding more ships to this collection because I love making starships. Now here are some of my earlier aircraft. We use these in Horizon Wars, and again, these are carved from foam, and everything, the wings, the rudders, everything like that, it has wire in it. So again, these are pretty sturdy. I've used these in Horizon Wars already, and these are inspired by the F-22 Raptor. I will be making more aircraft and starfighters because I think that's going to be really cool to make some starfighters. So when we play Infinite Dark Horizon Wars, we have some starfighters. Okay, so there's the whole foam collection. Starships in the middle, aircraft in the back, tanks in the front, and Navy ships. My newest Navy ship that I just finished. This is the battleship that I started a couple of months ago. It's finally finished, and I'm gonna be painting it now. And of course, this is a fictitious ship. Okay, so I will have some navies going on, some Navy models later on. Okay, and paper models, I used to do a lot of experimentation with paper models, and these are paper models that I built with Microsoft Paint. That is a whole other subject. I'm not going to get into that right now. These, again, I did this with Microsoft Paint and printed them out and then, you know, constructed them. And in the back there, you see Julie's transport vehicle is finally being painted. And there are her elves, her high elves for grim dark. Okay, so I got a bunch of them together and I'm painting her vehicle. And I also have an Asterian. I picked up a box of Asterian troops, and these are going to be Julie's high elves. So there's quite a few different figures here. She's going to be able to, you know, really customize her army, plus any foam vehicles that I make for her. And I am going to make a smaller tank for this faction, right? And it's going to be inspired, again, inspired by Eldar vehicles. So stay tuned for that. All right, folks. Well, you know, basically I wanted to show you guys what is going on with all this foam building models, right? Models from foam. Just give you an idea of where I am with that project. This is an ongoing project in the channel, and who knows, I may add more 40K vehicles. I will definitely be adding more naval ships, some airships as well, some World War I tanks. So basically this is a summary of all the work these past few months. All right, folks, thank you very much, and thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you for your comments, and for, you know, it really a lot of this, it helps when you guys have positive comments and everything else. You know, it just really helps to continue to inspire this work. All right, so hopefully I will be finishing a lot of this stuff, and we can then start to use all of this stuff in our war games. That's the whole point, really. So thank you guys, and we'll talk very soon. Thanks for all your input.